Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the most critical decisions in all of modern tech, public cloud or private cloud. It's a fundamental choice, and we're going to break it all down for you.
Now, this is actually the start of a whole 5-part journey we're taking together. We're basing this explainer on a fantastic guide from Virtualization Options LLC, and today we're kicking things off with Chapter 1, The Foundations. This is all about building that core knowledge you absolutely need.
So let's get right to it. Where does your workload belong? For literally any organization out there, this is a massive decision. It's going to impact your budget, your ability to scale up, your security, everything. So yeah, getting this right is a pretty big deal.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by looking inside the public cloud. Then we'll check out the private cloud. After that, we'll see where they surprisingly overlap, and we'll finish by zeroing in on the one huge architectural difference that really separates them.
First up, the public cloud. You've heard the names, you know the players. This is the model that completely turned the IT world on its head, and for good reason.
Okay, the magic phrase here is multi-tenant architecture. What does that mean? Well, think of it like a huge, high-tech apartment building. You and a bunch of other companies are all living in the same building, using the same physical hardware, but your own apartment, your data, is completely separate and secure.
And living in that building comes with some amazing perks. You can spin up new resources in minutes, not months. The pay-as-you-go model means you're not shelling out a fortune on hardware up front. But honestly, the real game changer is elasticity. Imagine your website suddenly gets a huge traffic spike. With elasticity, your resources can automatically scale up to handle it, then scale right back down. It's an incredible advantage for any business with unpredictable demand.
Okay, let's flip the coin and talk about the other side, the private cloud. This approach is all about one thing, control.
And the key word here is the exact opposite of what we just talked about, single tenant. This means all the hardware, the storage, the whole shebang, it's all dedicated to just one organization. You're not in an apartment building anymore, you own the entire estate. And owning the estate gives you total control. You can customize the hardware for a very specific job or tweak your security to meet super strict industry rules. That's why you see it a lot in places like finance and healthcare, where data sensitivity is off the charts. The trade-off, of course, is that it usually requires a pretty big upfront investment. Now, you might be thinking these two are polar opposites, right? Shared versus dedicated. But here's where it gets interesting. They actually share a lot of the same DNA. And you can see it right here. Both are built on modern ideas. They both use virtualization to make hardware more efficient. They both let you get resources on demand. And they both take security very, very seriously. It's this common ground, this shared set of principles, that actually allows them to work together so well in what we call a hybrid cloud.
But even with all those similarities, when you strip it all away, there is one single fundamental difference that divides them.
It all comes back to our analogy. The public cloud is like renting that amazing, fully serviced apartment. You share the building, but your space is your own. The private cloud, that's like owning your own custom-built house. You control everything. One is shared, the other is dedicated. That's it. That's the core difference.
So now you got the foundations down cold. But the real world is complicated, right? What happens when you throw in strict regulations or when data security is your #1 non-negotiable priority? How does that change the decision? Well, that is exactly what we are going to unpack in Part 2. I'll see you there.